Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the One Tile Challenge on the Camlands map. I'm just up on top, just casually being up on top of the sheep pen, just looking over the Empire. So I've just moved into December, and yeah, winter time, it kind of brings a certain sort of different style of play. The fields have all been prepared to be drilled, you know, when it's time in the new year. I can see that there's some snow forecast. Let me just check when that is. Well, just now, 8, 10, 12, cloud, and then midnight again. So we're going to get some snow today. In fact, is that it falling already? So yeah, I think to start off, we will just do our normal production runs. So to do that, we'll let's grab Throaty McThroatface and a trailer, and we'll go and start to sell some of our goods. We'll have a quick check of our stock to see if there's anything worth you know, anything that's at the maximum price just now. So nothing here that's for December, but what we could do is, I think we need to sell the grapes. They're at 149,000, sorry, they're at 149,000 litres. So yeah, let's go and get them. So we can grab, if you guys remember, I bought this trailer in the used market, and the original tractor just wouldn't go near it. When it connected to it, it effectively lifted the rear wheels up, so it couldn't move at all. But check this out, we now have a tractor that will pull it. So I think what we'll do is, if I can swing around here, we'll stick this underneath the wall, we'll stick this underneath here, and we'll grab the grapes. Quite happy to take a little bit of the hit in the grape production, but the thing is, with these sitting at 150,000, we're maxed out. We really need to get rid of it. Well, get rid of it as in sell it. So let's fill this up and go and sell it at Granny's. So I think I might need to do maybe 2 or 3 runs with this, so I'll probably just drop into a time lapse and I'll catch up with you once I've sold them out. So this will be the last load of grapes going straight to Granny's Market just now. We've done really well. You'll see that we're currently now sitting at about 125,000. with another potential 20,000 in the trailer here. I think we started this episode, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we started at maybe about 30, mid-30s. So this is good, but it's also good from the point of view as in I think I know what the next steps I want to take are. So I mentioned it in a few episodes ago, but I think with having a break from field work, obviously due to the winter months, I think I'd like to maybe start setting myself some real livestock goals. So turning on the Real Livestock Mod perhaps in the next episode, but effectively using the money in this episode to set ourselves up for it. So perhaps look at a different shed. I'm not one anymore, sorry, I'm gibbering away here. Perhaps wanting a different shed or pen for the animals. I think what we'd need to do for the Real Livestock, obviously I'll stick a link in the description for the livestock mod, but it basically drives realism into the game when you're the owner of livestock. So you can suffer accidents, you can suffer deaths month by month. If you don't feed them properly, you can suffer deaths. There's grading of the animals. Lots of different things. You want to maybe separate the heifers from the bulls, so that you can actually reproduce. There's a lot to it. I'll be honest, I'm not an expert in it. This is the first time I'll be using it in anger, but I think what we'll do is we'll feel our way through it together. And you know, I have been watching some videos on it, and so I've got an idea of how to perhaps start. But yeah, it's going to be very much feeling our way through it as we go. So I think the first thing we want to probably do is consider another barn for the calves. Now you can get calf specific pens, igloos that they could be called. So I may have a look at that. I actually downloaded some mods, so we can maybe look at that. But I think I'm going to consider putting putting the livestock housing, whatever you want to call it, in the fields behind the sheep. So just in that field there, the one that we've not touched. So the reason for not touching that was I've kept that aside to perhaps put a larger pen into. Also, you know, the igloos and things like that. We maybe start with 1 or 2 igloos, or maybe no igloos. We maybe just have our own, you know, cow pasture for calves and another cow pasture for the, you know, reproduction. So let's get these unloaded and then we'll take a little bit of a deeper dive into that. I don't think these will come off even with the... Oh, they do. Fantastic. So, great, we're now sitting at 170, which is really, really good. If we drive back to, let's say, here at the moment, jump out, and we can have a chat. Oh, we've got some more. Let's do that in a second. I think, do we have enough in the... Let's check if we've got enough in Granny's knitwear. We have 503 litres in... Sorry, we have nothing in there just now. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go and do that, and then we'll have a look at the livestock, or setting ourselves up for the livestock. As I say, I don't think I'll turn the mod on today. I've just done something I didn't want to do. I'm too busy thinking about the Real Livestock. I've just sold that wool where I wanted to put it into Granny's. Okay. Right. Just let's disregard that I did that. So if we go into into here, yeah. So we'll use this area here. I think this whole area we can designate for an area for livestock. So we've got one cattle barn here just now, which I think has 50, or has the capacity for 50 animals. So when we turn the livestock mod on, we'll need to go through these animals that are in here. I don't believe we've got 50 yet. And it will grade them. There'll be ones that are very healthy, ones that are not healthy, all of that kind of stuff. So we'll need to kind of categorise them, decide whether we're going to sell the ones that are kind of low health, and you know where we're going to go with the ones that are good health. The same thing with the bulls and the heifers, what we're doing there. So one of the first things that I think we want to do is, excuse me, if we go into the cows section, we have the cow pasture here, which is £15,000, but it can only hold 7 animals. So there's an enhanced animal, bigger barns mod. So now we have the same pasture, but it'll hold 55. Now I do agree 55 is too much and it's too unrealistic. But what I think we should do is get this one so that at least we can put more than 7 or how many it was in there. And I think that's what I plan to do. Don't get me wrong, I don't know what maximum quantity we're going to. It could be as much as 50. I can't see it being any more than 50. But we'll just need to see how it goes. If we start to get to the stage we've got 50 animals in here looking to reproduce, then we're obviously a bigger farm than what we need to be, so we should be investing in better pens for that. But I think, yeah, so I want to put that in here somewhere. I also want to look at igloos for the calves. So here's a calf hut here. This only holds 1, but that's it there. Not too keen on a calf for 1, an igloo for 1. These ones are, again, the lizard mods, and they have a left and a right hand side and a left hand side oriented access, but they hold 5, so that's a bit better. We have a calf barn here which holds 35. These don't need watered, which is great. And what's this, the pasture? So this one has a pasture, yep, as you can see there. That looks good. And then this one doesn't. So for the sake of 25,000 we get, you know, 7 times as much here, although we're paying a little bit more for it, but it's a pasture as well. I think that looks it looks a bit more real. So I'm thinking that I'd probably like to have a calf pasture and barn, and also one for reproduction, so the one that I'd put the heifers and the bulls into to get them pregnant. So, but I think to do that I'll probably use like this one, which is 15, and then we'll just take it from there. What that does is it allows us to open up the choices. You know, we need to select the ones that are in that barn there, which are already producing milk. We can use that. This one here. This one here, let me get rid of that. We can use this one here as our milk production barn in the short term, where we have our calf and our reproduction barn here. And this is all the thoughts that are going through my head anyway, so it might be a load of rubbish. But we can then collect manure from that and from the other barns and feed the production on the apple trees. So let's maybe start doing that. That's the barn we already have. What's this? It's a milk barn as well for 60,000 for 25. There's one for 50. Right, okay, I think we're going to go with the calf barn. And I think we'll have one with a pasture on the side. I think we'll probably go this way for the calves. Let me just turn on the snapping. And what we could do is customize the pasture out to the right. Now hopefully I can do this because I've never tried this before. So let's just go all the way up to here. Go across to here. This should increase the quantity as well. And I think we need to step back in here. We can't, yeah, we're going to need to step back in here. So if we pull this down, Let's try and get a straight line. I think I'm just going to go diagonal rather than coming in at 90 degrees. And finish the pasture that way. Do you want to plant the meadow? Yes, we do. Okay, how does that look? Okay, I like the look of that. So this is for our calves. Ba-ba-bam. So the other thing we'll need is we're going to use, I think we'll use this one here for 500. But as I say, I'm not actually going to do it for 500. Sorry, I am going to buy it for 500, but for 500 cattle, but we won't, I don't believe we'll ever get that high. So let's put this here. That looks kind of good about there. I'm not going to customize the pasture for this. Does that look okay there? Let me have a think. We need to put water in this as well, so we need enough space for water. No, I don't want to customize it. Yes, please, that. Okay, let's have a look. So this looks quite good. So we can drive up and down here, place the food, select the animals. We have the calf barn here. Place the food in there. It doesn't need water because it's an actual barn. Excellent. Okay, I'm happy with that. The other thing that we will want to put in, although I'm not too sure where to put it, is a water barrel of sorts, a water source. So we'll need to add that at some point. I don't know where. Let's see. Container. I was looking at something like this. Because water's going to have to be... It could go here. I mean, it could go there as well. It's probably better here just now. Let's put it here. Yep, and then we'll see how we go with that. And... terrible, I always pick different textures. But I think we should be painting. Concrete dirt. Do we want concrete dirt? That might be the best. How's this looking? Not too bad. Fix that in a second. That was just my bad ploughing. Let's go down a size. Let's take this out to maybe here. We'll just keep this path going up here. Try and tidy the farm up a bit. Apologies that this might be a little bit haphazard just now, guys, but this is all in my head. So I'm just trying to... I don't know, kind of see how it goes as the ideas are coming to me. Did I go in there a little bit? I did. Okay, let's go in here with the meadow, see if I can fix that a little bit. Okay, see what that does. I might have made things worse. And I think we will just try and smooth this a little bit. See if it does anything. Looks a little bit bumpy, but I might just need to roll with it. Okay, let's zoom out. So we've got our calf barn here. We can change that crop, take that out, and then we've got also the reproduction barn here. So this will be the barn that we move the bulls to and the heifers to, whenever the heifers are not pregnant, in the hope that we take them out there when they are pregnant and we put them in the milk barn. So we need to clear out this one, I think, on perhaps the next episode. And we should also be getting, I believe, manure from both of these as well. I'd like to think that I can maybe check, but hopefully it's connected to here. I'm just going to leave the field like this just now. I want this kind of left just in case we, we can afford a bigger milk barn, and what we could do is perhaps get rid of this one or get another one. But I think, yeah, we'll populate this area with some more dairy. We can then expand and maybe look at some dairy productions. But I think this is a good next step, and it's bringing in another level of complexity through the live real stock mod. So that's good. The only other things that I think we'll need to invest in is I think we might need a bigger water bowser. So let's check the garage. What do we have so far? We've got this one. Okay, so this is 3.2 thousand litres. Do we have anything bigger in the sales? Oh, 6,000. Double what we've got. This one is 9, but what's it sitting at? 6,000. And if we double the capacity, ooh, we get it for the same price. And it goes to 12,000. Now that's a strong possibility. We have that one there, which we've already got. There's a little skid steer. The Joskin one, 3.5 thousand. Well, it's just similar to what we have. Lime, let's buy that. £200, that's a steal. Okay, I think we shall purchase this one, and we'll double the capacity to 12,000, and I think I'll change the rim colours to black, of course. And let's take that pesky plate off it. Okay, excellent. I think that's good. So we've got that. The only other thing I'm looking for is a trailer, an animal trailer, and I didn't see any there, or unless someone else sees something. Nope, 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 nope. So yeah, let's have a look at how much they cost. Animal transport. Horses, this one's 25,000 for 6 cattle. 12 cattle, 125, but no, it's the same. 6, 25, 80, nope. Horses, 5 pieces for 9,000. 6 pieces for 24. And yeah, I think we need to buy the leash mod as well. So this is just a way of, we can use this to walk cattle, effectively like on a leash, between barns on our farm. You can also do it, if you strap it to a vehicle, it will take that quantity there, 2 animals. But I feel it's unrealistic. If we're travelling with animals, we want to travel with a higher number, and we also want to make it a bit more realistic. So I think what we'll do is probably just take this trailer. Let me just take that plate off it. And that's 9,000 as well. So that leaves us with 105. So these should be up the shop, waiting for us. So let's jump into... What tractor do we need now? We got a lime bag as well, didn't we? We can keep that up there. Let's just jump into this one because it's got a trailer attached. Although we don't need a trailer. We're going to need something to carry the leash. Unless we can throw it in the back of the animal trailer. Let's head up the shop anyway and grab our new kit. Okay, so this is our new trailer, animal trailer. Let's see if we can unfold it. Excellent, doors open. Where's our leash? There, it's there. So we can pick this up, we can strap it down, but let's put it in here if it's possible. And let's close the door. Will it strap? Doesn't have straps on it because it's an animal trailer. But hopefully it holds the leash in there. And we'll head back down to the farm. So I think what we might do, guys, is this might be a good point just to end the episode here. This has been quite an interesting episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, you know, really setting up for this this real livestock farm. I'm just going to pull this trailer in behind this shed here. Yeah, next episode, all being well, we should be loading in the livestock, the Real Livestock Mod, and you'll see for yourself, if you don't know already, the level of detail it goes into with each of the animals, and it brings another level, another layer to the game, which I think is needed at this point, because I think money's coming in quite well. We're kind of, if we kept going the way we were going, it would just be a kind of circular loop of field work and pulling in money for grapes. I think this will bring another level of complexity and realism, which I think would be entertaining. So let's leave it there for today. Thank you to everybody who's joined me again. Please stay with me. The next episode I'm hoping is going to be quite good, in so much as it will be the Real Livestock. So again, thank you, and please like, subscribe, smash that subscribe button. It was really helpful for me because it gets me out there a little bit more, and I'm really enjoying these, so I really want to get the subscribers up so that we can do more and more of them. But thanks again, guys, looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Cheers, bye.